Back today is going to be an overview of the Tabski QR code ordering platform, now fully available on Clover point of sale. For everybody on this call, we're going to really focus on Clover. Most of you showed interest through the Clover marketplace. That's how you found us. So we're going to kind of go over our latest integration with them and really just do a deep dive on the product. So jumping right in, which verticals would actually use Tabski? So we're very focused on just hospitality merchants in general. So everything you see on the list here, from restaurants and bars to breweries, all the way down to concert venues, we are really at our core a digital ordering platform for hospitality. And I always like to start out with kind of the problem that we're solving. I think everybody who caters to hospitality merchants kind of saw firsthand after COVID that, staffing issues were arising, consumer behavior started to change. And really the problem that we see with most traditional point of sale systems is that, if you're going to a full service restaurant, you're really beholden to the server to order and transact with that business. So to give you an example of that, let's say this guy on the patio wants to order another beer. Well, he's got to wait for the server to physically be present at his table. Even if they're using something like a Clover Flex, nobody can order until their server is actually taking their order. So what we do is we kind of bypass that traditional order taking process, and we actually turn every smartphone in the venue into a point of sale system to where they can immediately transact with that business whenever they want. And what that actually does is it actually benefits the front of the house staff as well, because now they can actually free up more of their time. Like today, prior to Tabski, they might be spending a lot of time at the point of sale entering orders. They might be spending a lot of time taking payments and splitting checks. Well, as people go digital, the servers don't have to do that anymore, to where they're actually spending more of their time running product, which means they're delivering more revenue to the operators, which means they're getting a bigger cut of that revenue in the form of tips. And just some ways that we kind of solve the same problem in quick service environments. If you go to a brewery or a quick service restaurant, a lot of times you kind of have this gatekeeper here, like a cashier who, basically has to take your order and process your payment. So with us, now you can have everybody transacting with the business through their phone. And kind of the bird's eye overview of how does this work? So, you're going to place signage and QR codes throughout the venue. Each QR code can be programmed to show whatever menus at whatever time that you want. So a good example, if you want to show happy hour just from 4 to 7 Monday through Friday, you can do that with our platform. And then from there, the orders are going to be sent to either your existing Clover printers. So if you want to keep it simple, you can just print right on those existing Clover printers, whether it be the bar or the kitchen. And then if you want to get more robust and use the full platform, we have order display systems to where, that can do things like, let's say maybe instead of having, food runners delivering food to the tables, well, now you can just send a customer a text message with directions of where they need to actually pick up their orders at the bar, or maybe you have a window for the kitchen. And then finally, everyone again on this call, is probably affiliated with Clover one way or the other. Our platform is fully integrated with Clover, meaning that the menus will sync. It's integrated with the payments, so you can bring your own payments. And then at the end of the day, it's going to post to Clover in terms of the reporting and tips. So from here, we're going to transition and just do kind of a live demo. So I'm actually going to log into our demo unit here, and we're going to go ahead and scan an actual QR code. So from there, I'm going to share this with my screen here. So now you should be able to kind of see the consumer app on the right, and then we're going to actually put the KDS or the order display system on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and close this tab real quick so we can take it from the top. So as a consumer, when I scan that QR code, depending on where I'm at, it's going to show me, different menus. So in this case, we have a food and drink menu. And then maybe again during happy hour, that might just populate from 4 to 7. So I'm going to show you how, we can use this fully branded, consumer app to go ahead and, place our drink orders. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and throw in a beer as a consumer, and then maybe I want to throw in an appetizer as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do some popcorn shrimp. And from there, I can review my order. So I have a couple options. I can open my tab, or if I want to pay now, I have that option as well. So I'm going to go ahead and open my tab. So what you'll notice here is that only the actual popcorn shrimp hit the screen here. And that's because we're looking at our kitchen KDS system. Whereas I actually ordered a couple beers prior. I ordered a Budweiser, and then I just ordered another Budweiser with the popcorn shrimp. Those are actually going to route separately to a display system at the bar. So again, the display systems are totally optional. We'll go over the benefits of those throughout the webinar here, but if you have a merchant that just literally wants to keep it simple, like we can just send the order right to their printers, and then their staff's just going to, take those tickets and run the food or drink just like they normally would. But, for the sake of this demo with the order display system, some of the benefits is, as an operator, if I'm the chef in the kitchen and I get this ticket on my screen, well, when I'm ready to start making this, I can tap preparing. And you'll see on the consumer app, now it's going to update that customer in real time of what's happening with their order. So it kind of alleviates that anxiety when you go to a restaurant, you order, and you just have no idea like when your food's going to be out. Like maybe you have to use the restroom, but you don't want to use the restroom because you think your food might show up. Well, now you have kind of full transparency into everything that's going on with your order. If we pop over here, we can actually view our tab, so we always know how much money we're spending. There's no surprises when we get the bill. So kind of solves a lot of problems. But in the sense that we can see what's going on with our order here, we're going to go ahead and do the final bump. So now the kitchen operator, the chef's going to bump the ticket, and this is where the consumer is going to see out for delivery. So earlier I spoke of custom fulfillment methods. So for this restaurant, they're just delivering the food to the table like their servers normally would. But if you have venues like a bowling alley, like maybe a brewery, maybe a golf course where the order needs to go to the golf cart girl, we can actually set up a custom fulfillment where they get a text message, and it's actually going to prompt the consumer where they need to go to pick up their order. So like a bowling alley is a perfect example where you might go bowling with a bunch of people, and what ultimately happens is, some guy goes to get another beer, maybe some girl goes to get another beer. Well, she's off at the bar in the bowling alley trying to get her drinks while it's her turn to bowl. So what happens is you have 8 other people waiting for them because it's their turn while they're off getting their drinks. Well, that's a problem that we solve very well, because now they could just order from the QR code at the lane, and then they can get a text message when their food or drink is ready, so that not everybody else is waiting on them when it's their turn to bowl. So a lot of different use cases. So I kind of went over the ordering process, how that works with our order display systems over here. Some other features I'll touch on is like, sharing tabs and group ordering. So let's say I want to go out to eat with my wife and I'm going to be paying for her. Well, I have the option to actually share my tab with her. And I can do that by just clicking this button, and then she can just scan my QR code, or she can enter my tab PIN. So the PIN number is more applicable if you have like a group party. Maybe, for that same bowling alley, the boss is taking everybody out and he's going to be paying for everybody. Well, instead of having everybody scan the boss's QR code, he can just tell everybody, hey, the tab PIN number is 5987, and then everybody can actually go and click join tab. They can actually scan the QR code using the camera, or they can just enter that PIN number, and now they're going to be on the boss's tab. One other use case for this is like if I want to text somebody a link, maybe I'm meeting a friend for a drink during happy hour and they're running late. Well, I can just go ahead and send them a link to where they can go ahead and put in their cocktail order while they're en route to the actual venue. So a lot of different use cases. And then to shift our focus over to the order display system, again, we're looking at the kitchen, but for Clover, this can be used at the bar too, because we're going to pull all the orders from Clover. So if you have servers ringing orders that need to be fulfilled by the bartender, those orders are going to show on this screen if it's at the bar, to where the bartender can just use the screen to fulfill all orders. Same with the kitchen. But one thing that we do support as well is you can manage your Clover inventory from Tabski. And that's incredibly important as you go digital, because as you run out of things, you want to be able to turn them off quickly. So if I go ahead and run out of Tito's vodka, boom, that's going to be off of my digital menu in real time. So now when I go ahead and search for Tito's, it's not going to show up. So it's not going to allow those people to actually order that. And then aside from that, some other features that we will touch on is like order batching. So this is a big one as you go digital. A lot of people don't think about this, but if you have Clover merchants that, employ servers to wait on tables, let's say the server goes up to a 6-top, they're going to take the order for the entire table. And what that means is that they're going to send one ticket to the bar and one ticket to the kitchen. Well, as you go digital, a lot of our competitors don't support order batching. So what does that mean? That means they're actually sending 6 tickets to the bar now and 6 tickets to the kitchen. And that simply does not work in a fast-paced hospitality environment. So by enabling order batching, you can set that up by device. So let's say for the kitchen, maybe we want to turn on an order batching time of 3 minutes. This will do a couple things. It's going to first allow us to actually pace orders for the kitchen when we're really busy. But more importantly, what it's going to do is if, let's say people sit down at table 4, which has a unique QR code. When someone scans that QR code and puts in their first order, it's going to start a countdown and it's going to batch any orders that actually are placed within the time of your order batch time. So let's say it's 3 minutes, one person orders, and then you have another person order a minute later, another person 1 minute later after that, and then finally another person 30 seconds later. Well, as long as it's all within the batch time, we're going to actually consolidate that to one ticket that's going to get sent to the kitchen and one ticket on the screen so that we're not, causing havoc for the operators in the kitchen or the bartenders. So very important feature. But that's kind of all we have today for our, just quick demo here. We're excited to be in the Clover marketplace. We are fully integrated. This is a great upsell for anyone that has hospitality merchants on Clover, or if you're someone that, likes to cater to restaurants or hospitality merchants, and you're finding yourself in a position where maybe you're losing market share to Toast, or every time you go to sell a merchant, you're rubbing up against Toast or Spot On or Square. Well, now this is going to give you that necessary arsenal to really win out those deals because, we do have a more robust digital ordering platform than the likes of a Toast or a Spot On or a Square. So this is really helping a lot of our resellers to win those deals. And our team at Tabski is certainly available to jump on and help you present this to your merchants, help you show the value to your merchants so that you can go out and win more deals. So that concludes our webinar today. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to hold all the questions today, but if you have any questions for us or you want to get in touch with our team, go ahead and send us an email at help@tabski.com. We look forward to working with more Clover resellers and the Clover network. Thank you. Have a good day.